So away we go in the European Cup final. West Germany in the shape of Bayern Munich, attacking the goal to our right, and straightway the man who makes so much of their play from the midfield, Breitner, to the number 6, Kraus, a real terrier of a little midfield player. But here come Aston Villa. That's a good break deep out of a long way back from Gordon Cowans, finding Peter With, but Algan Tyler's there, finding the number 10, Matty. Youngster, only 20, only had a handful of games, and suddenly finding himself pitched into a European Cup final. Here's Morley, who's been saying today that he's got the feeling he might just score another of his spectacular goals. He seems to reserve them for the big occasions, and they don't come bigger than this. Gary Williams, the young fullback, forcing the throw out of Hans Weiner. So a throw to Aston Villa. Big Alan Evans coming up from the back, number 4, to take it. Aiming towards the head of Peter With, and it'll come back again for Alan Evans, and gone deep, and that didn't clear that crossbar by much. Manfred Müller in the Bayern Munich goal was watching it all the way, and Evans getting quickly into the action there, but a goal kick to Bayern Munich, who are the odds-on favourite, of something 5-4 on, based no doubt on their greater experience in playing in European football than Aston Villa. But Aston Villa are learning all the time, and they've done well in this European Cup campaign this season to beat teams of the calibre of Dynamo Berlin, Dynamo Kiev, and the Belgian champions Anderlecht. Here's Gordon Cowans again, a little touch there towards Peter With, but I don't think it'll quite reach Des Bremner, not sufficiently for him to be able to control it. And here's the first touch from Rummenigge. Now Hoeneß played for Dernberger, pretty little experienced midfield man as well, Dernberger. Number 10 is Matty. Now Horseman, giant defender. Matty again, With coming back to hustle him a little bit, and I think Aston Villa were aware that they dare not let Bayern Munich get into their stride, and will do their utmost to hustle them out of it. A good jump by Ken McNaught. Here's Rummenigge again, though. Prolific goal scorer, and well wide on that occasion. Goal kick. Twice the European Footballer of the Year, Rummenigge. And Rimmer throws it out to Gary Williams. Again towards Peter With, but on that occasion Kraus got his header in for Bayern Munich. Williams again. Shaw. The challenge was pretty fierce from Matty. Here's Breitner. Played back again for the number 4, Weiner. And Kraus. Horseman on the far side. Weiner had 2 excellent games against Liverpool in the semi-finals last year, did Weiner. An occasion when Mr. Breitner, after Bayern had got a goalless draw up at Anfield, called British footballers naive, something he had rammed down his throat in the second leg in the Munich Olympic Stadium by a goal from Ray Kennedy that put Liverpool into the final last year instead of Bayern. Shaw trying to play the ball back again, but I'm not quite sure what he was trying to do with it. And a chance now for Dremler to bring it to find Kraus. Inside from Matty. Breitner up ahead of him, so is Hoeneß. And Horseman, the big number 3. Breitner's made a run trying to get in behind Des Bremner, but Bremner spotted that well for Aston Villa. Good, comfortable opening few minutes for Aston Villa, playing in their first European Cup final. Gary Shaw, and the linesman flagging on the far side, giving a free kick. I can only think for handball against the young Aston Villa number 10, or rather number 8. Horseman. Do you get an early impression about Aston Villa, Brian?
Well, they're playing with a lot of enthusiasm, which can be expected, but the Germans are having a feel of the ball and a feel of the game, actually. They're not putting themselves about too much at the moment. And it's not too bad a thing early on in the cup final. It's a hell of a long way, to go before the end of the match.
On a very, very warm evening as well. Carnes, Morley, Augenthaler, the sweeper, getting it back to Muller. They've had a few problems with their goalkeeper. Muller contesting a place with young hands. They decided this fellow's a little more reliable. Hoeneß, big awkward centre forward. And that's a good ball there by Rummenigge for Matti. Hoeneß wanting it towards the near post. The ball is played instead to Breitner. Gone past the challenge of Carnes. Turning it back again, and maybe a little too far back, and Bremner can get and poke it out now. And a 2 against 2. If Villa can bring it away quickly. Support from Bremner, who stopped it in the first place, got up quickly, got himself fouled by Dernberger, and provide Aston Villa with a free kick. A really excellent piece of play by Bremner, because he stopped the attack at one end and was galloping forward to link up well as Shaw was making a run forward. Well, it's a free kick to Aston Villa. The last 4 European Cup finals decided all by a score of 1-0. But these two sides really
I think he's a little bit annoyed with himself. He didn't do a bit better, because he went, as you say, above everybody, and I thought momentarily that it was on target. And if it had been on target, the goalkeeper was standing on his line. There's no way he could have saved it.
And there's no doubt, since Bayern Munich saw Peter With in action last Friday against Swansea, they've had, I'm told, Dieter Hoeneß, their big number 9, playing the Peter With role against Augenthaler, the sweeper, ever since in training. This is Dernberger to Horstmann. Augenthaler to the number 2, Dremler. Well, he's gone past Morley. Big rangy man who plays in midfield. Dremler stopped there though by Dennis Mortimer. Kenny Swain. Gary Williams to Tony Morley. Very deep. And a long ball trying to release Shaw. But Weiner's gone with him, and this will be for Kraus. Not what Shaw intended at all. Paul Breitner. Swift challenge there on Rummenigge by Evans, and the whistle had gone. The referee not happy that Evans then kicked the ball away. About 8 minutes of the first half gone. Still Aston Villa 0, Bayern Munich 0. Karl-Heinz Rummenigge, Paul Breitner and Udo Horstmann. Very casual pace still, as Brian Clough was pointing out a moment ago, by Bayern Munich. And then the long ball by Augenthaler, which was a similar ball to one that produced a goal in the semi-final against CFKA Sofia, but he hit Rummenigge with that one superbly. Not on that occasion there. Well, it looks as though there's trouble for Aston Villa. Jimmy Rimmer, who I gather injured the shoulder in training yesterday, sticks his head in grave disappointment, and with 9 minutes of the game gone. Well, apparently that was an injury that they kept a pretty good secret, and Nigel Spink, a 6'1.5" goalkeeper with only one previous first-team game, and that was on Boxing Day 1979. A lad from Chelmsford City comes on for what is a supreme test of his nerve and his ability, and there he gets an early touch, supported by the Villa fans.
That was worth a tenner to him, Brian, what the left back did to the Germans, giving him a touch early doors.
With to Shaw. And now Bremner. was Matty who got that away. And the ball out of play for a throw to Bayern Munich. Just had it confirmed that in fact it was a hard training session on Monday where Jimmy Rimmer upset a neck muscle. An injury that they shielded very well, but clearly once Jimmy got into the action today, he's an experienced enough pro to know that you can't carry an injury like that in a game as vital as this. So what an amazing chance for young Nigel Spink. Well, here's Mortimer. And now Swain. Swain getting in there again, Breitner. Swain once more. Played back to him from Peter With. And the ball played by Williams for Morley. Really taken on. That's a good cross he's whipped in there. And the keeper nearly made a fist of that one. Muller was in two minds for a moment whether to gather it or whether to push it away, and Morley showing the danger that he can present to the Bayern Munich defence.
He ran about 15 yards when he stopped it for the second time as well, goalkeeper. Never touched the floor.
Right now. Harms. Morley. Outside him goes Gary Williams. He's played this high ball again towards Peter With, but Augenthaler was there, and here's Horseman, who's not lacking inches either. Long galloping stride, and With is after him. And in the end, brings him down for a free kick to Bayern. Dremler. According to the referee, unfairly so. Wolfgang Dremler gets a free kick to Bayern. Dieter Hoeneß on the far side, poised if it should reach him, which this one won't, but it might get as far as Horseman. Dernberger in there, but beaten in the air by Swain. Again, it's Bayern's throw. Dernberger, the header only falling for Alan Evans. And his long ball picking out Peter With. Now, very short. Onto the left foot. Morley away on the left and a lot of space for him. And here's Tony Morley. And he's given a corner.
The Germans are frightening Villa at the moment, Brian, if we can just catch them on it.
Let's hope this will frighten them as well. No, it won't. Kahns gets it in. Breitner gets it away. Here's Dennis Mortimer. His captain's armband. Morley. Mortimer. Played for Shaw. They were all trying to get in there, including Ken McNaught. Morley driving one, deflected, and no trouble in the end to Muller. Now the breakout by Bayern. And a good stop by Joe Bremner against Paul Breitner. No foul, and Breitner is down, and a bit of pain to his back. He's only just come back from injury. It was a thigh injury that he had before, but it looks as though his back's troubling him a bit. So he's up and about. Gordon Cowans played again towards Gary Shaw, but Dremler didn't let him settle on that. Dieter Hoeneß very deep, and now Mate. Got Rummenigge away on his left, Breitner away on his right, who's back miraculously better. A free kick to Bayern Munich in what could be a dangerous area. Rummenigge will probably take this one. He's got a habit of getting some powerful swerving shots. Jimmy Rimmel was telling me about this last week, and I'm sure he must have passed that on to Nigel Spink, who's in goal now. So it's Rummenigge with the free kick, just 2 men in the Aston Villa wall. Ernest poised on the far side, curled in towards him, knocked off his head though. And Dernberger with a shot charged down by Bremner. Out again as far as Dremler. And Cowans was almost physically pulled back there. The referee spotted it, allowed the free kick to be taken quickly. Well done, referee. And now Morley with backheeling it there, but not quite into the path of Mortimer. Cowans tossed him once more towards Peter Withe there, trying to hit him with so much stuff in the air. Rummenigge being watched by Evans. Flick of the neck muscles, and the header goes to Gordon Cowans. Evans again, played nicely and accurately, a simple pass, but it was effective as it found Withe, and now it's with Mortimer with Bremner outside him and Swain marauding away on that right. Long cross again in towards Peter Withe, and Gary Williams hoping to turn it back from the byline, which he does. Gary Shaw's in there as well, but he's being held away by Weiner, and the goal kick given.
Germans are living dangerously. Are they living dangerously? If we can just get in now and make the breakthrough while we're completely on top. Rummenigge has not had a kick yet.
Well, let's hope Kenny Swain and company keep it that way, although Rummenigge is operating very much in the central areas at the moment and coming up against Alan Evans, which is not all that profitable for him at the moment. This is Kraus, the number 6. And that gave Horseman only half a chance, but he just managed to get it, but that's cut out by Mortimer. Swain with the little touch, which is not really effective. Matty. Now Rummenigge. Being watched by Williams, who did his job well. And a goal kick given. Rummenigge thought it was a corner. But the linesman and referee between them came to the conclusion that it's a goal kick for Nigel Spink. 14 goals this season, Rummenigge, and scored in 3 of the 4 rounds in the European Cup this season for Bayern. Well, Nigel Spink, grateful no doubt for another touch. With chesting it down well there for Shaw. Haven't quite got their act together yet. Swain, Mortimer, now Cowans, with Morley outside him again. Played in again towards Peter Withe. Morley picking it up though, and the whistle had gone for the free kick. Morley looking quite aggressive and dangerous, Brian.
Yes, he is. I'm more interested in Peter Withe and young Shaw, because the Germans are giving them more room than I've seen some strikers have for a long, long time. He did tighten up there, the defender, actually, but 15, 20 yards outside the box, Peter Withe is finding acres of ground. Well, if we can just get some support to him when he makes his space, then I think we can go through the middle of their defence.
The Germans, in fact, do let a few goals in. They are finishing 3rd in the national championship, but they've conceded some 53 goals in their 33 games. Mind you, they've scored 76, so they get a lot, but they do concede a few, and you must always feel you've got a chance against them. Cowans now, in for Withe. Now Peter Withe onto the right foot. In the end, he tried to curl one, and the range was all over the place, but he turned his man well and suddenly found himself with a very useful yard of space. So Manfred Müller, their 35-year-old goalkeeper. It's Kraus. This is Matty. Speeding it up a little as he finds Rummenigge. A little flick through there by Horseman to Hoeneß. Rummenigge, Dremler. Got a few forward now, the Germans. Rummenigge. Better have got 9 back, mind you. Rummenigge looks as though he might take a bit of stopping, though. But Alan Evans was equal to it, but the throw goes to Bayern Munich. 20 minutes gone, and still no score in this European Cup final between Bayern Munich and Aston Villa. Throw by Rummenigge. Pernis. Oh, I thought for a terrible moment he was going to get it through to Breitner. Dernberger. That's a good ball there for Horstmann from Dernberger. And stopped in the back, just outside the box by Kenny Swain. A free kick to Bayern Munich, which Paul Breitner will take. Pernis might be the big man they have to watch in the box now, but Rummenigge's in there too. They played instead to Dernberger, and it's charged down by Bremner. So Dernberger for Bayern. Dremler. Oh, Rummenigge. Well beaten there. And another break coming out by Alan Evans for Aston Villa. But the pass not quite finding Gary Shaw. And in the end, Bayern was able just to turn it away. It was a pity that Evans' final pass wasn't a better one, because Shaw could easily have been put in then. If you just come in from work, it's 0-0 in the European Cup final. And if you're a bit surprised to see a strange young tall goalkeeper in the Villa goal, I have to tell you that Jimmy Rimmer came off with a neck injury after 10 minutes, and the man taking his place is Nigel Spink, who's only ever had one previous first-team game, and that was on Boxing Day 1979. But Villa looking comfortable and holding, at the moment, holding the West German champions pretty well. Bremner playing it through for Shaw. A touch now for Peter With. In fact, Spink's only game, in fact, was against your club, Bayern.
Yes, it was. I can't quite remember the score, actually. I can't quite remember how well he did. But it's not bad, this having a second game in the European Cup final.
Well, here is Weiner now for Bayern Munich. Rummenigge, a nice little flick pass there, but Des Bremner read it well. He's getting through a lot of work in those defensive areas for Aston Villa at the moment. Swain. Shaw getting up and nodding it in, hoped to find Mortimer, but they didn't make it. And it's Dernberger now for Bayern Munich. Only half stopped by Cowens, but enough. English clubs, of course, have won the European Cup the last 5 years. 3 times Liverpool, twice Nottingham Forest. And 3 years before that, it was Bayern Munich. So for the last 8 years, it really has been monopolised by English and West German clubs. And here they are again. Here's Peter With. Cowens, flick towards Gary Shaw. Well, he sent Weiner the wrong way there, and it was just a little too deep for Peter With. And there's no doubt that Horstmann was delighted to get that one away for Bayern Munich, only as far as Kenny Swain. Mortimer playing it in to Peter With, and he's carved it out and found Des Bremner on the far side. Left foot the cross towards Tony Morley. You looked as though you wanted to say something, Brian.
That was a brilliant piece of work by young Shaw then. Most players would have just attempted to lay the ball back. He crossed a magnificent ball.
Williams. Deep cross towards Bremner. Up well there. And Weiner getting it away. Evans, challenged by Rummenigge, and Rummenigge now in full flight, with Hernis going through the middle for him, and that's the ball played towards Hernis, well cut out by Alan Evans. And here's Ken McNaught, with back to McNaught again. Williams. Cowens. Again, Peter With up there. That looked very much like a shove in the back when he was in midair. Evans guiding it skillfully to his big number 5, Ken McNaught. And the long ball again. They are persisting with this aerial bombardment towards Peter With. Do you think maybe they should vary it a little bit, Brian?
No, I don't. I think he's causing them that much trouble. Peter With found himself in a right-back position not so long ago, in Aston Villa's right-back position. And if I'd have been on the touchline, I'd have gone and booted him back to the centre-forward position, because he's caused them that many problems. He should never be in his own half.
Well, let's hope there are more problems here. Shaw finds With. Looks for the return ball. Got Gordon Cowans around him, but the whistle had gone for the free kick for the foul on Gary Shaw, so it's a free kick to Aston Villa.
And he wants to cut that out as well, the reaction to referees. That does nobody any good.
Well, it's Mortimer with the free kick. Now it's going to be Cowans, in fact, floating it towards With, and Evans, and the ball eventually going for the goal kick. Gordon Cowans getting back to do a bit of defending in midfield now as Bayern come at him. It's Paul Breitner. And, well, Breitner was much too slow on that. Morley. Cowans looking around to see if any red shirts are about the place. Finds Kenny Swain on the far side. Bremner. His contribution has been excellent so far, but he won't get that return pass from Peter With. But Mortimer might just nick that one out to Swain, which he does. With is up there again. Williams. Cowans quickening it up a little bit. Shaw trying to get it back to him, but it hasn't got quite enough purchase on it. And here's Bremner now on the break for Bayern Munich. Shoved unceremoniously off the ball by the young fullback Gary Williams, conceding the free kick.
Got back well there, Brian. He'd got a long way to go. He'd got himself in the corner flag there in support, and he got back remarkably well.
Well, now he's got a bit of defending to do, because Kraus looking for Rummenigge onto the left leg. They didn't go a little bit there, Aston Villa. That was a little bit worrying for a moment, and Rummenigge gets his cross in towards Hernis. But the Villa lads, in the shape of Gary Williams, bringing it away again. Morley up ahead of him, Shaw and With in the central forward areas. Mortimer's gone forward as well, and a lovely little touch by With for Mortimer. And now Bremner with Swain in space on the far side. Unobserved, unused, and a goal kick. Bayern for Bayern. Augenthaler, who's had Peter With flinging himself at him for most of the night so far. This is Durenberger. Nice little touch there by Kraus, getting it back again from Breitner, trying to play it through to Mate, who couldn't control it, and Williams gets it back, and another touch for young Nigel Spink. With tangling with Breitner, and the referee deciding there was a bit of play acting there by Peter With. So much at stake, and there's bound to be an enormous amount of tension out there. Shaw. Tony Barton, the Villa manager, I noticed, was quoted this morning as saying, if we win, it'll be like winning the pools. We go into the World Club Championship in Tokyo. That's worth a lot of money. We can play exhibition matches. That's worth a lot of money. But above all, of course, they get themselves back in the European Cup next season, and that's worth a lot of money. And there is the glory, of course, of winning the European Cup. But it's a shame he's had to make since he came on for the injured Jimmy Rimmer, and he did remarkably well, Brian.
And he collected it beautifully. That was a good chance. I've been waiting for the little seven to do something, actually, because a couple of years ago we played him in pre-season. I'll tell you in a minute. That's a corner.
Tell us now.
A couple of seasons ago we played him in pre-season, and the Wactors 5, and he caused havoc. Absolute havoc, the little seven did.
Well, that's Sternberger, who's already played in a couple of European Cup finals in 74 and 75. There we see, with half an hour gone, 0-0. Tony Morley with the corner for Aston Villa. Shaw with McNaught has come up for this one as well, with his header. And in the end, the header from Gary Shaw quite comfortably corrected by Muller. Horseman. Augenthaler. Rummenigge's shot, and he got well back. Miraculous over his head. On one occasion, Spence could have had no chance at all. With the ball so close to a goal for Bayern Munich.
It was rather hot in the Villa box, Brian, for 30 seconds then.
With charge down, free kick to Villa. Now maybe they can make it hot at the other end. But again, young Nigel Spink did well to hold, or at least to parry that Rummenigge shot.
It was a brilliant serve. What he's doing is, like all young men, he's showing no signs of fear. If he'd have been a bit more experienced and a bit older, that's when you start to think, and that's when you show a few nerves.
Well, it's Gordon Cowans with the free kick towards Ken McNaught, but Hoeneß had gone back, knocked it off the top of the big Scots head, and it'll be a throw to Aston Villa. Although Bayern Munich, well, that's a remarkable decision. Surely had to be a Villa throw.
Brian, the lessons there, by the way, the fact that Villa have controlled this game for 90% of the time that's been played. He has had 3 remarkable efforts on goal, Rummenigge, and I was saying a quarter of an hour ago he hadn't had a kick, and he hadn't.
Cowans now for Villa, with just getting to it, Swain coming up from the back. Getting past his man now. Can Kenny Swain get one through? Couldn't get it as far as Shaw. Breitner. Still a beautifully balanced European Cup final, and Rummenigge's offside. Don't worry, Villa fans. That's got to come back. Well, this young man's having a night of his life. Little did he think when he came to Rotterdam that he would be doing anything more than making up the numbers. But here he is in a European Cup final, and he's really shown his mettle. Ken McNaught tried to float one as far as Gary Shaw. Cowans now feeds Morley. Now Williams. Cowans again. Shaw. Morley. Put a bit under pressure, and his pass went astray to Breitner. And Dremler gets it back to his keeper, Muller. There was just the fear, I know, in the Villa camp, amongst one or two of them, that they might freeze on the big occasion, but they certainly have shown no sign of that. Off the top of Ken McNaught's head. At the moment, they are a credit to the training and the preparation of Tony Barton. And the work, of course, way back of Ron Saunders, don't forget that. It's Gary Williams. Long ball towards Peter With yet again. Augenthaler getting to grips well with then, though. Villa's throw with 10 minutes of the first half remaining. Inside of play. Let me just appraise you of the situation that if we're level after 90 minutes, there's still a long way to go. We then have 30 minutes of extra time, and if we're still level then, it's penalties. But here's Augenthaler, the sweeper, coming forward for about the first time in the game for Bayern Munich, finding Rummenigge, finding Breitner. was right in on that. So too was Breitner. So too was McNaught. And if anything, it might even have ended up an own goal. No, it would have come off Dieter Hoeneß. Troublesome time again there for Villa, Brian.
Well, as Brighton made a superb run, and that would have been a fluke, obviously, if it had been a goal, but nevertheless, the work that was done beforehand got them into the Aston Villa penalty area, and it was a dangerous situation.
Hoeneß at the moment getting a little bit of treatment for a knock that he received when he made that challenge. Ken McNaught. So Bayern for the moment just temporarily down to 10 men. Cowans with, again, trying that little back flick, but well intercepted by Augenthaler. A good advantage played there by the French referee. Here's Matty, and Williams coming back well for Villa. As you can see, Dieter Hoeneß wanting to come back on. The younger brother of the great Uli Hoeneß of the great Bayern Munich side, who is now the general manager of Bayern Munich. Cowans, a nice little pass there, well played to Williams. And he took it too far, but I think it's Kraus who's injured, and in fact a yellow card for Gary Williams for that challenge on Kraus. It'll be a free kick to Bayern Munich. The Bayern crowd, as you can see from those banners behind the Bayern goal at the moment, the Villa fans ranged and very well segregated are behind the Villa goal. No hint of trouble so far as the crowd's concerned at all at the moment. Augenthaler, the long ball, that's his speciality, trying to hit those long men again, those front men rather, and he didn't quite get hold of Hoeneß. Swain, and he's doing the same thing this time, trying to find width, but Weiner getting the ball to Augenthaler. So here are Bayern again. Walking pace.
This long ball they play behind Kenny Swain, Brian, Villa have got to watch it, you know, because Kenny Swain likes getting forward and he likes getting close to his winger, and they know about this and sense it, and they're whipping it right behind him and causing Ken McNaught a lot of problems.
Weiner this time. Again, that long ball you've just been talking about. That time McNaught got up well. Mortimer just helped it on its way, but sadly for Villa, it only found Breitner. And here's Dremler. It's a long cross there towards Hoeneß. Good catch by Spink. Williams. Dernberger. Weiner. Shaw coming back to hustle him. Matty. This time for Dremler, who's put in one or two very good crosses. He's normally a midfield player who loves to come forward. It's towards Breitner, but it won't reach him. In fact, it goes for the Villa goal kick.
It'll be interesting to watch Ken McNaught as the game goes on, Brian, because he's missed a lot of the season with injury. He's been talking about contracts the last 2 or 3 weeks when he should have been concentrating on this match, possibly even a bit more than he has. And I never like to go into matches like this where players are talking about contracts, because to play in the European Cup final, the young man's entitled to play for nothing.
Well, he's not playing for nothing. The bonus is said to be some £2,500 per man for Aston Villa, but £10,000 a man for Bayern Munich to win tonight.
Money means nothing, Brian, when you're out there.
It's Shaw, and now it's Williams. Oh, we got through the pair of them, but in the end was stopped by Kraus. The challenge by Cowans was not all that effective, but Williams, who's done some good tackling in this game, he's looked quite a useful left back, hasn't he, Brian?
Once again, he likes to get forward. I think he's just got to curb it just fractionally, because it's all right going forward, he's a hell of a long way back, and he's had to get back several times, and there's another 45-50 minutes of intense football to go. Just he curbs it just a wee bit. It'll give Morley a bit more room in any case.
Cowans, very deep. And the pass only finds Dremler, who in turn reaches his captain Breitner. Here's Kraus coming forward now from the midfield, and Rummenigge now for Bayern Munich. Good challenge by Dremler. Morley in there, jumping though at the opponent and getting stuck in a little bit there to Dremler. A bit of nastiness there just for a moment. Pass again, getting forward. Again is good pass, finding Rummenigge. And Rummenigge's pass not quite reaching the Breitner as Breitner came storming in. But Breitner in turn finding Kraus once more, has this curious hunched run. And they get a corner. So we're inside the last 5 minutes of the first half, with the score 0-0. With Evans' help, we're sure to succeed, says the banner. Well, Dernberger's come across this time and got the ball back to Breitner once more. That's a dangerous looking cross. They're all coming in on that far side, including Rummenigge and Hernes. Dernberger once more towards Rummenigge, and Evans's header wasn't that effective. It's a throw for Bayern Munich. He just got the touch and maybe that was enough. Horstmann, Bremner whacking it away. The match being beamed live right around Europe, and that includes Holland, which may well account for the few empty seats that you see here in the Feyenoord Stadium in Rotterdam tonight. It's Mate now for Bayern Munich. The 20-year-old midfielder finding Hernes. Here we are with Breitner, and now with Rummenigge. The shot on the turn was off the target. He was again closed down very quickly by the man at his heels there, Alan Evans.
He's like all good strikers, Brian. He only comes alive, really alive, when he's in the box. He steps up 2 or 3 paces. You watch him lounge around in midfield. He doesn't look interested. He's not interested, actually. He's not paid to do a lot in midfield. But when he gets in there, over 5-10 yards, it's absolutely electric. And he leaves markers standing. If you look very, very closely when the Germans have the ball, he comes off markers as though they're not there.
Shaw for Villa. Good ball. Nice return. A reverse ball there to Williams. Cowans. Carefully, studiously down that left flank again towards Williams. Cowans again, that long ball looking for width, but he didn't find him. And Dernberger takes it up again for Bayern Munich. Dremler. Augenthaler. In the last minute of the first half now, and again that long ball from the big sweeper, this time looking for Hernes, who got his head to it, but Evans is keeping a very close watch indeed on Karl-Heinz Rummenigge. It's a Bayern Munich throw. The referee may adjust a little bit of stoppage time, but there can't be much. Kraus finding Horstmann. It'll come through to Hernes, play back again for Rummenigge, hit first time, and the ball deflected off a Villa defender. The question is whether they're going to have time to take the corner there. Not. There's the half-time whistle. Bayern Munich